Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing new cozy mystery releases for May. I do this video every month on my channel, so definitely check out my playlist above if you haven't already. Today we have 21 new cozy mystery releases for May. This is the biggest video we've ever done for new cozy mystery releases, and we're just going to go ahead and hop in. Definitely stay tuned. I have different animations for different book summaries throughout the video that I made, and I'm so excited for you to see them. Let's go ahead and hop into book one. So book one is part of a series that I'm actually interested in getting started, and it's called The Ghost Goes to the Dogs, a haunted bookshop mystery. It's book 9 in the series, written by Cleo Coyle, and it will be coming out on May 2nd. So from what I understand with the series, basically our main character, Penelope, has like a haunted bookshop, and the ghost who haunts it is actually the ghost of like a private eye named Jack. So kind of a fun premise. The premise for this particular book is that Pet Mystery Week brings brisk business to Penelope Road's Island bookshop, but the real mystery comes barking at her door when a lost dog turns up in a panic. So Penelope and her son Spencer follow the furry dog out to a wooded area where the dog's owner lies unconscious. And Miss Cunningham is a warm-hearted widow. She volunteers for the animal shelter. She runs the Buy the Books pet lovers book clubs, so why would anyone want to hurt her? The police think it's an accident and that she was just shot by a careless deer hunter, but Penelope is really skeptical of this, so she starts to talk to the ghost of Private Eye Jack Shepherd, who is an expert in hounding as well as hunting, and he actually has a dog story of his own, a case from the 1940s that may help Penelope sniff out clues to her present predicament. Yet even with Jack's help, Penelope may not be able to stop the killer from striking again or letting this whole case go to the dogs. This sounds super fun. I need to read the series so badly. It sounds like a hoot, and I love the premise for this. Anything with dogs and books and haunting, like, it's fantastic. It sounds like so much fun. So our next book is also coming out on May 2nd. It's called Dressed to Drill, a fixer-upper mystery. It's book 10 in the series, written by Carlisle. So this book features our main character, Shannon. She is a fixer-upper or contractor, and the book starts off with her actually attending a movie premiere for her boyfriend's book release, which the movie is based on, so she's really excited about that, but she's excited to trade out of her heels and put on her work boots the next day because she's going to this old, cozy Victorian church. Oh, I love visiting old churches. They're so beautiful. Why are buildings not made like that anymore? It's so beautiful. But she's looking to renovate the church and actually make it into a museum so that the townsfolk and tourists can enjoy it. So while she starts to renovate it and stuff, she ends up actually stumbling on the body of a young, beautiful woman. And the church actually has old ties to a smuggling group and everything, and they're not sure if this is a recent case, if it's old past ties from the smuggling. So her and Mac, her boyfriend, are kind of on this case trying to figure out what exactly happened, who this woman is. I love the setting. The idea of an old Victorian church gives me chills. I love it. Coming out on May 16th, we have Telltale Bones, a Sarah Booth Delaney mystery. This is a book 26 in the series, written by Carolyn, Haines, and it stars our very sassy Southern private investigator, Sarah Booth Delaney. So Sarah and her partner, Tinky, are at the sheriff's office one day, and as private investigators, and they're talking about reopening some cold cases, when this woman named Elisa storms in, and she demands that the sheriff reopens the case on her missing daughter from 7 years ago. And so her daughter and her friend Bethany disappeared 7 years ago. Her daughter was a big heiress to a large fortune. She was married. Her husband is looking to inherit that money, and Elisa really suspects that maybe he had something to do with it, because originally the case kind of went in the direction that maybe the Humans' Right organization that the daughter and Bethany were a part of had something to do with it, or they were taken out for that reason. However, now she suspects it might actually have been closer to home, maybe her husband had something to do with it. So Sarah is on the case trying to solve it, and as she starts to sleuth this mystery, they actually come across this interesting recurring dream, which is an element I love. I think those are so interesting in books. Recurring dreams really fascinate me, and she and Tinky are on the case trying to solve this cold case, and I love the cover for this. How vivid and fun and beautiful is it? I love that she's running with the dog. I think this is such a cute cover. I really love the covers for this series, and yeah, this one looks really good. Our next one is a historical fiction cozy mystery series. It's called Playing It Safe, an Electra McDonnell mystery, and this is book 3 within the series by Ashley Weaver, and this will be coming out on the 9th, and Ashley Weaver is actually an Edgar Award nominated author, so she definitely has some, high praise there. So for starters, the cover on this is gorgeous. I mean, the color combination, the artwork, everything everything about this. I love it. So our main character in this is Ellie, and she is a reformed safecracker who now does some work like part-time, I guess, like for the government. Like she'll go on undercover, and she's approached for an assignment where she's supposed to go to this port and she's going to meet this man where he will give her further instructions, which she really hates. She hates the vagueness. She wants all the details now. I can relate to that. But she gets there, and while she's there, a man falls dead in front of her while she's just like standing by the street, and she suspects that this man might have been the one who was supposed to give her the further instructions. So now her and the mayor of that town are in this huge pinch because they don't have all the information. You know, and this takes place during World War II, so they're experiencing bombing on the area that they're in. So her and the mayor are in this like race against time trying to figure out what is going on. There's like a counterfeiting Nazi scheme or something that they're trying to uncover. They're trying to like, you know, save the town and everything. This sounds really interesting. I haven't read this series. I need to. I love the cover art. It's so beautiful, and it sounds like a fascinating series. Next we have the Royal Street series. This is written by Karen White. It's called The House on Prytania, and this one will be coming out on the 9th. So Nola has recently moved into this Creole cottage. So Nola has recently purchased and moved into this Creole cottage in New Orleans, and she is very excited to move in. However, she's experiencing some hauntings and like ghostly presence. So she's trying to figure out what exactly is keeping the ghosts like tethered to her home. So it sounds like there might be kind of a supernatural element to this. Then this woman named Sunny comes back, and this is one of her like friends' sisters, and there was like a lot of drama because Sunny was actually originally kidnapped. So they're trying to solve the kidnapping case, and her friend asks her to invite this man named Michael back into her life, who I'm assuming she has maybe like a past romantic relationship with that didn't go so well. And he's asking her to invite Michael back into his life because he suspects that Michael or his family had something to do with Sunny's kidnapping. I think I got that straight. So Nola does so, and they're starting to look into it, but can they figure out the connection to that and the ghosts in her home before it is too late? I think the cover art for this, super beautiful. I haven't read this series, but it sounds really interesting. Let me know if you've read this book or any of the other ones. If you're a big fan of the series, let me know down below. Hi guys, Future Amy here. I'm adding in an addition to this video, so ignore the outfit change. It's one by an author, Patricia Meredith, that I really enjoy, and it is a cozy historical fiction, a new series, which will be launching on May 30th. The book is called A Deed of Dreadful Note, and it stars Katherine Green, the real-life author, and she actually started publishing really great detective and like cozy mysteries 15 years before A Study in Scarlet, the first Sherlock Holmes book, was ever published. So this book chronicles her as the main character. It's the first ever historical fiction featuring her as a character, which I think is really cool. She comes across this murder because one of her father's clients is murdered, and this young girl is accused of the crime, and she doesn't think that the girl did it, so she starts to investigate to clear the young girl's name. And according to the author, the acts like in this novel are inspired by a lot of things that show up in her first novel, so they're kind of like maybe what could have hypothetically inspired her first work, which I believe was the Leavenworth case, or that's one of the things that she's most well known for. She actually has a character, it sounds like, who's a lot like Miss Marple in one of her stories. Her name's Amelia, and she's like a high society like spinster character like Miss Marple. So now I really want to read not only this book, which I love the cover for, by the way, it's gorgeous, but I want to read this book, but I also want to check out her actual works as well. So I'm so excited about this one, especially because I just don't know much about Katherine Green. I feel like every time I start to feel like I know more about Golden Age mysteries and like classic mysteries and how mysteries came to be as we know them today, I like get schooled and there's like more layers peeling back. So I'm so excited to read this. It is coming out again on May 30th. I will have the link for it down below, as well as links for everything else we're talking about in today's video. And yeah, I just wanted to pop in with that one real quick. Next we have the Domestic Diva mystery series by Krista Davis. This is called The Diva Delivers on a Promise. It's book 16 in the series. This will be coming out on May 23rd. So our main character in this is Sophie, and she's like a domestic goddess. She's amazing at, you know, catering, event planning, cooking, all of those kind of things, which is amazing. And basically for this one, she is taking her time at this organization that does like healthy meals for children, and she's attending the lunch at this socialite named Gertrude's home. And Gertrude is known for her lavish table, like her dining table with all the beautiful settings, the crystal, all of that. So Sophie is just about ready to, you know, have her heart burst with joy. She's so excited to see all of these beautiful decorations, and everything is elegant and beautiful and just so, until a dead body is found on the floor of the room, which puts a little bit of a kink in their plans, and everyone in the room and in Gertrude's family denies knowing the person who's dead on the floor. However, Sophie starts to snoop around and she discovers that this person was actually a client of Gertrude's husband, who is now deceased, but he was like a lawyer or attorney. So they have that connection. She's not sure why Gertrude is lying about, recognizing this person, and it seems like everyone else in her clan also know the man in some way. So Sophie is going to be snooping around this gorgeous home, this elegant, classy home, to find more clues to try to solve this person's murder. Love the idea of this. It sounds like kind of more of a closed room mystery, which I love, and I think the cover for this series is just darling. Next we have What the Cat Dragged In, a Cat in the Stacks mystery. It's book 14 in the series, written by Miranda James, and it will be coming out on the 2nd. And this series features our main character, who is a librarian. His name is Charlie Harris, and he has his faithful feline companion, Diesel. They've inherited Charles' grandfather's home, along with a huge, deadly legacy, a decades-old crime scene. So he always believed that his grandfather sold his house to his longtime tenant, Martin Hale. But when Martin dies, he's really surprised to find out that the house wasn't left to Martin, but Charlie actually inherited it. So him and Diesel check out the house that he remembers really fondly from his childhood, and he's really pleasantly surprised to find out that it's in good condition, until they find a literal skeleton in a closet. So they call the police, and the sheriff's department immediately starts investigating the mysterious remains. Charlie starts to dig deeper into the past for clues to the identity of the bones and why they are there. This cold case quickly heats up when Martin's grandson is found dead on the farm. So now you have that connection to the past tenant. You have Charlie finding this skeleton in a closet. He's delving into his own family history. He's finding a lot of people who might have been motivated to take someone's life. And Charlie and Diesel know that things are not always what they seem, but the secrets always have a way of coming to the surface. So this sounds amazing. I love the cat in the cover. Diesel is adorable, and this sounds like a really cool series. I haven't personally read it, but it sounds like a blast. Our next one is called Death Comes to Marlow, a novel. This is the Marlow Murder Club, book 2 in the series, written by Robert Thorogood, and this will be coming out on the 30th. So this has quite the cast of characters. Our main character is Judith. She's a skinny-dipping, whiskey sipper, and crossword-solving author. She also has her friend Bex, who is a vicar's wife, and there's also Susie, who's a dog walker. So you have quite the motley group there. And one day Judith decides to go to this event in town because basically the groom is throwing this huge party the day before his wedding, and she knows there's going to be free champagne, so she's like, why not? Let's go. However, while she's there, the groom is actually crushed to death in his office, and the police immediately rule it out as a suicide. However, she's looking at it as an actual murder case. And so this is a locked room murder mystery. It sounds really fascinating to me. And it sounds like the groom who died, Sir Peter, is actually a very prominent member of society too, so there's a lot of people who could have wanted him dead. This sounds like an excellent mystery. I love locked room murder mysteries. So much fun. Next we have Blueberry Blunder by Amanda Flower. This is an Amish candy shop mystery. It's book 8 within the series, and it will be coming out on the 23rd. So in this series we have our main character Bailey. She's a chocolatier and she lives in Amish country. She's also a TV star for like an Amish candy making series, and she was really shocked that the producers decided to pick it up, but she's like, okay, cool. And they're actually filming a new segment on her because she's building a factory. Unfortunately, this goes badly when they find the body of a rude contractor on the grounds where they're building the factory, and there's a lot of suspects for who would have wanted this person dead. It could have been someone from the TV crew, it could have been someone from Amish country. A lot of people are upset at Bailey as well. Many of the Amish residents don't want to be on camera, so they're really upset that Bailey has brought the TV producers and team to their town, and a lot of tourists are heading into town as well because of the excitement around the factory and the TV show. So there's a lot of people angry. Bailey's not on a lot of people's favorites list, and she's got to solve this mystery and this murder before things get too rough. So this one sounds really fun. I've read some Amanda Flower, but not this series specifically, but I definitely want to give it a shot in the future. Our next one is a fun tea-themed cozy mystery series, and this one is called Murder with Earl Grey Tea, a Daisy's Tea Garden mystery. It's book 9 in the series, written by Karen Rose Smith, and this will be coming out on the 23rd as well. So this is a spring cozy mystery series, which is perfect for this release date. Our main character is Daisy, and she is a tea shop owner. It's Earl Grey for the month of February, and she has a lot of good things going on in her life. She's trying to choose a date with her fiance. Her parents are having an anniversary celebration coming up she's excited for, and she's also planning an Alice in Wonderland tea event, which sounds like a blast. So one day she decides to meet a friend on a hiking trail, so she and her dog go to meet the friend on the hiking trail. Unfortunately, they find her friend's body on the trail. Even worse is they find tire marks near her friend's body that indicate that this was not an accident, that this was like a specific murder. So Daisy is on the case trying to solve this and trying to mourn the loss of her friend. And the cover on this, very whimsical, very fun. I love tea. Just absolutely adore tea, so this sounds like a blast. This next one I'm personally very excited for. It's called Hard Dough Homicide, a Spice Aisle bakery mystery. It's book 2 in the series, written by Olivia Matthews, and it will be coming out on the 23rd. I just finished Against the Current, which is the first book in the series. It came out early this year, and I was so excited to see that book 2 was coming out the same year that this one came out, so I don't have to wait very long. So our main character is Lindsay Murray, and she is looking for new ways to grow her family's business. In the first book, they had launched a bakery which serves like West Indian baked goods, and she's already regretting agreeing to host a retirement dinner for a local high school principal named Emily Smith. Emily Smith used to be her mother's boss, and they did not get along, so it's not exactly the best combination. 6 guests do arrive for the celebration, but only 5 survive. Emily actually starts to convulse right after eating the curry chicken, and she dies soon after. It's not long before the police are knocking on Spice Aisle's door, bringing the Murray family back into the heart of another murder investigation, and driving away their customers in the process. Lindsay just can't help but wonder if this is the end of the bakery, if this is a sign that the bakery is not meant to be, but she's got to put aside her reservations about investigating another crime because the Murrays refuse to go down without a fight. Lindsay is a fantastic character. I so enjoyed her character in the first book. She's like a recovering pushover people pleaser person, which I can relate to. She's a very entrepreneurial, ambitious character. She's also very family oriented. All of her family, like her parents, she's got a brother who's like a lawyer, her grandmother, her cousin, they're all so fleshed out and interesting. I love each of the members of her family and want to get to know them more, so this is going to be, I just know it's going to be a good one. If you haven't read this series, you should definitely check it out. It's been really fun so far. Next, we actually have a cozy mystery collection. It's called Mystery on the Menu, a 3-course collection of cozy mysteries by Nicole Kimberling. This book will be coming out on May 23rd. So this is a cozy mystery collection. It has 3 different stories in it, and it's featuring a big city chef named Drew Allison, and he is moving back from the big city into a smaller town because he's had enough of the big city drama. Unfortunately, as soon as he moves in, he finds a bartender dead in his basement. So not exactly the relaxing, trip he was hoping to get by moving into a smaller town. He also stumbles into some other mysteries with a deputy in town. The 3 cozies included are Entree to Murder, Recipe for Trouble, and Homicide and Hospitality. How incredible is the illustration for this cozy mystery cover? I love this. I would love to see more collections like this too. I haven't seen anything like this really, especially where it's just presented by one author like this. So this looks really fun. I love the cover for this. Let me know if you end up reading this. I would love to hear your thoughts. It looks delicious. Next, we have a new cozy mystery series. It's the Bookstore Mystery Series, and this is book 1 in the series. It's called Murder at the Bookstore, an absolutely charming bookish cozy mystery. It's written by Sue Minx, and this will be coming out on May 2nd. Alright, so our main character this is Jen Dawson, and she is like a crime writer, she's a mystery lover, coffee lover, and she goes to this small bookshop and coffee shop to just enjoy herself and to just wait for inspiration to strike, because she's got one best-selling novel behind her and she's trying to work on the next great one. So she's sitting here, she's enjoying it, she's waiting for inspiration when the owner of the bookshop actually dies under mysterious circumstances. And so now she has this real life murder case, which is definitely some inspiration for you there. But it gets deeper when the will for the bookshop is read and Jen is actually named as the beneficiary to the bookshop. So not only does Jen have the means because she was there, but she has the motive. So the police are really looking at her and she is determined to clear her name. This is a brand new Cozy Mystery Series, a very cute cover, very excited for this one. And yeah, just wanted to mention that. Next we have a delicious candy-coated mystery series by Nancy Coco. This is book 11 within the series. It's called Give Fudge a Chance, and this will be coming out on the 23rd. So our main character in this is Allie, and she owns a hotel and like a candy shop, and she is determined to win this year's county fair like fudge competition because this will put her candy shop and hotel on the map. She wants to win. She's enjoying all the, the carnival games, the funnel cakes, and she decides to take a break with her friend and go through a haunted house. Unfortunately, when they go into the haunted house, they discover a body, and soon Allie's cop boyfriend is on the case trying to solve it, and it's just not a good look for the county fair and the people and Allie finding the body. And unfortunately, shortly after this, a body is found dead in Allie's hotel as well. So now Allie and other people are questioning if the two deaths are connected. Why is Allie so close to both of the deaths? That's not looking good for her or the hotel, and she's on the case trying to reveal what actually happened here. This sounds like a really fun summery one with the carnival and the funnel cakes and the beachy vibes on the cover. It looks really great for summer. I'm very excited for this. I definitely need to check out this series. Alright, so this one I'm very excited about because I just finished book 1 in this series, which is Buried in a Good Book. I checked it out from my library, and this is written by Tamara. This is book 3 within the series, which is the By the Books mystery series, again by Tamara Barry, and this is called Murder Off the Books, and this will be coming out on the 30th. And the author for this is actually an Edgar Award nominee, and she won the Lillian Jackson Braun Prize as well for the first book in the series. So, and I 5 stars. This was a 5-star read for me. It was fantastic. I cannot express to you how much I enjoyed book 1. I can't wait for book 2. I can't wait for book 3. I can't wait for it. Let's just get into the synopsis, why don't we? Our main character is a thriller author. Her name is Tess, and she's looking to get back into the town of Winthrop's good graces. In the first book, her and her daughter Gertrude had moved to this cabin room that was remote in the forest, and it was her grandfather's, and she inherited it. And she is getting ready to open her bookstore with a grand opening, and she's combining it with her new book release, and she's hoping to charm the town again because they have been a little annoyed at her with her hijinks in the past. She's going to wine and dine the locals. She's going to hopefully land some big press contacts, and everything's going okay until the night before the party. Tess is greeted by a big surprise. Her mother has come to visit her with her much younger new boyfriend, and the boyfriend is actually someone that her daughter recognizes as the notorious Levi Parker, a man who was recently connected to the death of 3 elderly widows, which of course puts Tess and Gertrude on a big, a huge edge. They're really nervous for the mother, and they alert the sheriff about Levi and his suspicious past, but it's already too late. Levi is actually found dead, and Tess's mother is actually starting to look like the prime suspect. And her mother, Bernadette, swears she didn't murder Levi, and Tess is doing her best to maintain her mother's innocence, but the coincidences keep stacking up. So the whole town is basically against her family at this point because Tess has already ruffled so many feathers, and they're looking at her mother as a suspect, so Tess has got to get to the bottom of the story before it is too late. Highly recommend the series. I loved book 1. I'm just trying to get my hands on book 2 right now, and I can't believe book 3 is coming out so soon. It's like Christmas. So exciting. But this was an excellent cozy mystery series. Highly recommend it if you like a bookish cozy mystery series, kind of a punchy, little bit of a chaotic one. It's really fun. Next we have Murder on Mustang Beach, a Outer Banks bookshop mystery. It's book 2 in the series, written by Alicia Bissett, and it will be coming out on the 16th. So our main character in this is Callie, and she is working in a bookshop. It's a very tourist-driven small town area. They're getting ready for the summer season. Unfortunately, everything comes to a grinding halt when a newlywed is found dead. So obviously this is devastating to the other newlywed, the town. Everything is thrown out of balance. And Callie starts to look around for clues, and a resident in the town, Jerry Lynn, comes in with an interesting bit of information for her. Unfortunately, this information, along with some of her other sleuthing, keeps pointing back to the newlywed's death being connected to her soon-to-be boyfriend, which is not great, obviously. So that's not so promising. Callie keeps looking into it, though, determined to clear her boyfriend's name, especially after the police have really put him on their radar. Things start to get even weirder when the mare, the Mustang, is about to give birth, but they start to have complications. So I guess the town looks forward to the birth of the foal as a sign of hope for the season, and just like the tourists look forward to it. I guess I'm not entirely sure, it's a little unfamiliar to me, but unfortunately the mayor is having complications, and Jerry, the customer who brought Callie that information, is actually involved with the horses, and she starts to put together some clues that might link the horses' issues with the newlyweds' murder. So her and Callie are kind of putting their heads together to clear Callie's boyfriend's name, to help the mayor, and to just solve the mystery. Love the cover art for this. The first book in the series, I'll put the cover on the screen for that as well. I just think the cover art is stunning. I still haven't read the first book in the series, but I really want to. This sounds really fascinating. Next we have a paranormal cozy mystery series. It's called Witch Upon a Star, a Witchway librarian mystery. It's book 4 within the series, written by Angela M. Sanders. This will be coming out on May 23rd. So our main character in this is named Josie. She's recently discovered she has some witchy abilities. I guess like her library books, she's a witchy librarian, like talk to her or provide clues and things like that. She also has a cat familiar, and she's really excited because her sister Jean is coming out to visit her in Wilfred, Oregon, you know, the small cute town they're all in. And Jean's coming out, but Josie is going to have to hide her supernatural abilities from her. So she's really excited though. She's going to show her sister around, and there's a lot going on. There's a life coaching seminar she's attending that she's excited for, and there's also a cafe that's opening up. Everything is going well until the cafe opens its doors and there is a man stabbed in the back just laying there, which obviously was not on the menu, was not the plan, and throws everything into a loop. What's even worse though is within the hour another body is found. So not only is this small town not used to really having murders happen, but they found 2 bodies that seem to be possibly unrelated in different areas and stuff within an hour of each other. And Josie is like, okay, I'm gonna stay out of this. I've already helped the cops enough with the other ones. I'm just gonna enjoy my time with my sister. Unfortunately, her sister receives a calling card from the murderer, and that's when Josie drops the ball and is like, that's it. I'm getting involved. I'm going to use all my otherworldly powers to solve this. I'm going to protect my sister at all costs. So go her. I don't know if she's a big sister, but she's giving me big sister vibes. And yeah, this one sounds really fun. If you like a supernatural cozy, I love the cat on the front. How cute is that? All right, and next we have one called A Novel Disguise, a lady librarian mystery. This is coming out on the 16th, and it's written by Samantha Larson. So this is a historical cozy debut. It stars our main character Tiffany Woodhull, and it takes place in the late 1700s, and basically her half-brother has died and she decides to assume his identity. The reason being that she wants to keep the estate they live on and the library running. So she assumes his identity, she's taking place doing the things he was doing before, and she also has to dispose of his body. I'm not sure if he was murdered or if it was an accident or if he fell ill, I don't know, not really sure about that, but she disposes of his body, and she's almost caught because she's found washing up in a lake after she disposes of him, but she gets away with it. She's like, okay, it's fine, you know, take some deep breaths. However, things start to get messy when she has an old friend show up at her place. She has someone propose marriage to her. She's got a bookseller in town who's kind of nosing around. Things are getting messy. Not only that, but her childhood friend Tess comes to visit, and they find the body of a servant on the premises. They also find some old items that are giving them pause, and someone is getting mysteriously ill on the estate. She's also looking for her brother, her half-brother Uriah's diamond brooch, which is the only thing of value that they own, so she's on the lookout for that. Things are just disappearing, things are weird, there's a lot of different parts and elements of this mystery. It sounds really interesting. This is a historical series debut. I think it doesn't explicitly state cozy on here, so it might be pushing the cozy genre a little bit, but it does appear to be on the cozy side from what I can tell. But that's about all I got from the description. I will link everything down below for you if you want to check out any of these books. As per usual, everything's linked down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. That was 21 new cozy mystery releases for May 2023. I think my voice is going. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I love making these videos for you guys, and I do upload new book content every week on this channel, especially within the mystery genre. And I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!